So I'm standing outside of a Sheetz in Smithfield, North Carolina, and I'm looking at 8 Tesla Superchargers. You see some Teslas there charging or pulling away. People happily putting electricity in their cars. Now, I'm not here to discuss with you whether having electric cars is a good idea, a bad idea. I don't personally care. One of the things, however, that I've seen online is people talking about how Tesla Superchargers are powered by diesel generators, and the evidence they give for this, that there are these big white generators behind it. But is that what these really are? Well, there's the data plate on it, and if you read the data plate, it doesn't say anything about there being a diesel engine inside it. So let's take a look at the electrical system. We'll start at this end here. Over at this end here, there's your standard, normal, everyday transformer. Danger high voltage, town of Smithfield. Well, let's take a look in the back. On the back of this thing, they're kind enough to give us a data plate, or, well, at least a sticker. And the sticker very clearly says 480 volts, and it says 12,470 GY and a bunch of other numbers. Basically, this is a 12 kV to 480 volt transformer. It takes line power, that's the overhead power lines, from 12,000 volts, and then transforms it down to 480 volts. Well, then it feeds it into this system here. Thing says Lincoln Electric Products of Union, New Jersey, 800 amps, 480 volts. Great, so we've taken 12 kV down to 480 volts. We got these 4 little boxes here that look a lot like transformers to me, but I'll be honest, I don't know what they are. They have a little data plate on them, a little sticker on them, which I cannot figure out how to pan this camera down to show. But basically, there's some kind of transformers here. And then they go to these 4 big white boxes. The same big white boxes people were pointing to in their pictures of the Superchargers that they were claiming were some sort of diesel generator. And you can hear it. There's a fan running. That's because turning one type of electricity into another type of electricity turns some of it into heat. It's not 100%. But we do have this very handy dandy data plate on it, and we can read what it says. The data plate very clearly says right up here, it's 3-phase, 380, 480 volts, 192 amps. That's the input voltage, input current. 50 to 60 hertz. United States uses 60 hertz, Europe uses 50 hertz. So apparently this doesn't care if it's 50 hertz or 60 hertz, you can plug it in just the same. Output voltage, 50 to 410 volts DC. So this is an AC to DC transformer. It's not a genset. People plugging their Teslas in at the Supercharger are not running a generator to power up their car. They are not using diesel generators. They're using straight up normal line power to run their cars. Now, like I said, I'm not here to discuss with you whether it makes any sense at all. I don't personally care if you like electric cars or think they're the dumbest idea in the world. The one thing I just don't think you can say, you shouldn't say, is that they're using diesel generators to power up their cars at the Supercharger station, because that's not what's happening. They're using power that comes from a power plant through the electric lines, same as the stuff that comes to your house. They're transforming down from 12 kV all the way down to either 50 or 410 volts DC, depending on what car they're charging with it, what cable you use, and then they're using that to power up the battery in the car so they can drive a little further. No diesel generators anywhere around here I looked.